Buckle up, smash the like button, because we're back. It's Friday Live Day. What's going on, everybody? Special shout outs. Mitchell Huntington, what's up, man? First today. Patrick's here. What's going on, Patrick? Tyler's here. And 7 other of you are here as we're getting ready to get started with today's live stream. Today we're doing some ProjectMark stuff. We're working with the Ultraviolet UV laser action. We're going to be doing some stuff on the CO2 Galvo as well. So get ready for that. See Baga, see Joseph. What's up, Joseph? What's up, man? So yeah, just prepare because it's gonna be dope today. We're gonna be doing some sick stuff. I think we're gonna start on the UV. So I'm probably gonna have to turn off the fiber because they're both EasyCAD 3. Hold on. It's gonna be weird. Things are different, guys. We've got a new shop. There's a lot more walking involved. I do have the secondary mic hooked up. So when I am over there, you should be able to see and hear me. I've got a laptop over there so I can read your comments and respond to them while I'm working at the station. So that should be fine as well. And I didn't turn on the UV. Okay, UV on. My UV goggles are under somewhere. I'm gonna need those. I guess I can just use the YG5s. Should offer good ultraviolet protection. So I'm not super worried about it. So I'd like to know where they are. The video is blurry. It's a bummer. It looks sharp to me. You might want to turn up your resolution because I'm not seeing it on my end. But we're here. So let's get to work, right? We're just sitting around talking. We're not getting anything done, and we do have a lot to do as per usual. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So let's see. We can open up EasyCAD 3 and pop over to the desktop. Here we are. 11,821 subscribers. We're almost to 12,000, which is very exciting. We have EasyCAD 3. I think this is the first time EasyCAD 3 has ever been featured on a live stream. So more firsts. Today we're going to be doing a couple wine glasses on the UV, and then we will be doing a couple perfume bottles on the UV, and then we've got a bunch of tumblers. We've got a Yeti, and we've got a bunch of Arctics we have to do. We'll move over to the CO2 Galvo to take care of those. But first things first, let's go ahead and get some artwork imported. I did already finish this art, so it should just be a quick import here. Let's see. We'll see how I did. Yeah, perfect. That's great. The UV is actually fairly good at projecting onto glass with the larger lens, which I didn't know. But it's done a really good job. So I'm excited to share that with you. Joseph is asking, how close is Lightburn? Not that close. It's gonna be a minute. So don't get too excited. They're still hard at work perfecting things, but it'll be worth the wait. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hatch these. You'll notice we're on the ultraviolet. Things aren't too much different than the fiber. In fact, as far as hatching goes, things are identical. We're using the unidirectional hatch today. We have a line space of 0.025, and that's that. Super easy. And we're going to center one up. The other one we will sideline for a minute, and then we need to do some stuff over at the desk. So I'm actually going to switch us over here. So this is my first time trying this. I'm getting good levels from OBS, so I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I'm gonna go ahead and just log into the laptop here. Everything looks like it's working well. So we're over here, and I'm going to grab our ProjectMark jig really quick. It's the ProjectMark jig built by Alex Campbell. He designed it. He actually has a new version, but I haven't had the opportunity to cut it yet. So I'm gonna have to cut that new one. But for today, we'll use the old one. So I'm gonna go grab that, and I will be right back. We'll experiment with some of those to see if we can find one to hold our glass as well. So these are the little acrylic pieces that are going to hold the glasses in place here. And then there's a baseboard that we have to screw into our plate, but I don't know where that is. So just give me one more second because I'm still looking for that. Hold on. I found them. So here they are. I put them in a very stupid spot, but I have them. And this is pretty straightforward, guys. So we're going to move these out of the way for just a second. Got a little board here. You'll see it lines up nicely with our holes, though not super nicely with our center point. Right there's our center point. Not the best lineup. So we're going to actually be off to the left a little bit. But we'll go ahead and move it over for a second. Let's grab one of our glasses. So this is going to need to sit kind of like here-ish. And the way that I've handled this in the past, I'll actually bolt it down like here. We will use something like this to level it out. And then we'll use a larger one to prop it in place, kind of like that. So as you can see, it's propping right up there, and it won't be able to go any further. Let's see if we can eke just a little more space out of this. And that's looking pretty good right there. I'm a little nervous down here about this hole. I don't want it to like slip off and break. We don't have extras. So what I'm going to do is just grab probably a jig bar real quick. And we'll just put a jig bar right here so that the glasses can't fall backwards while we're marking them, because that would be a big problem. I'm not going to go nuts with the jig bar. I just don't want the glass to fall. So it doesn't need to be particularly straight or secure. We just want it to butt our glasses up. So go ahead and lock this into place like that. And now that's not gonna go anywhere on us. Similarly, up top, we want this just kind of in the right spot. I think the best move here is going to be to light a line straight up and down, and then we'll use our keyboard to get the line over the center of the glass. I need a couple things to do that. I'm going to need some eye protection so that I can watch this as it goes, and I'm going to need my Bluetooth keyboard. So let me go grab those things. Sorry, like I said, new shop, lots of walking. So actually, we're back over here on the desktop real quick, and we're just going to draw our line. So both of these can actually be removed for the moment. We're going to cut those, and we're just going to grab our line tool here and center that up. We just want a nice straight line right down the middle of our work area, just like that. And we're going to light this, and we're going to bring the keyboard over to the desk so that we can actually move this while it's lighting. So I'm going to switch views so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about here. So let me pop back over there. And here's the line, guys, and we're just going to go ahead and start moving this this line. We need to push this line to the left, right? Because we want it to be nice and centered. So let's go ahead and start moving that. Straight would be nice too, center and straight. I see nobody else here. What's up, nobody? Sam Prentice, what's up? So we're just slowly moving this line over here. EasyCAD 3 is very slow at this. Making progress. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're happy to see it. I should have just moved the line manually to get it close. But we're getting there. We're getting really close now. Alright, that's looking pretty good. It's not exactly straight, so we'll just try to straighten this out just a little bit. And then we've just got a little bit of a ways to go here. And that's just about right in the middle. So that's looking good. So the last thing we need to do, bolt this sucker down. I need a couple more machine screws. I have two here, but they're a little bit long, so I'm going to get two shorter ones. And we'll go ahead and bolt this sucker down. We're going to leave it lit up so that we can tell if it moves. Like that, just moved a little bit. We'll get these most of the way tight. And then we'll tighten them down the rest of the way once we get things where we want them to go. I'm just touching everything now. All right, so, and you know, you could say that I'm kind of overdoing this a little bit, and you'd be right. You probably don't have to go this hard to get things just right, but I've been waiting to do this job for so long at this point. I really just want it to be perfect. We're actually going to go back the way we came just a little bit, and that should be plenty. We'll go ahead and tighten these down nice and tight. There's slots for 4, but we can't put screws that high up because of the way our workbench is, so this spot's gonna have to do for now. That's nice and straight. That looks good. We're looking fairly level up here, so I'm happy with that as well. We probably should have, before we started, focused. So I'll go ahead and focus now, and we'll see if that changes anything. line is slightly sharper, slightly easier to see, but for the most part, things are looking good. I'm happy with that. So now we're nice and focused. Chris Shields asks, can you do that stuff with a cheap laser? Yeah, kind of. You can't do glass with a cheap, I mean, if you wanted to do glass with a cheap laser, you'd do it with a CO2. So if you're talking about glass specifically, yeah, you can do a CO2 laser, no problem. All right, let's pop back over to EasyCAD now that we've got things straightened up. So here we are back over on EasyCAD, and we can go ahead. Oh, I left my keyboard. It's weird having to carry things back and forth across the shop with me. We can go ahead and paste our bride-to-be and groom-to-be graphics back in. And now we can hit C to center. And then we're going to center it to our line, right? Because we know our line is in the middle of the glass. So that's going to be modify align horizontal center right here, just like that. And we can light this up and see if this needs to be moved up or down in order to get it where we want it on the glass. So we'll go ahead and light that. When we were lighting that and trying to move it at the same time, it was really slow. When we were kind of like live lighting it. Whoop, don't want to rotate. So we're not going to live light it anymore. We're just going to kind of bump it up to where we think it should be. Whoop. That was scary. So one thing to know about EasyCAD is that so this is down here. This is the rotary stuff for EasyCAD. JMac showed me a neat trick for getting this access solution box to pop up here. We need to just make sure we turn that off if we're going to light things because it thinks we have a rotary connected right now. So with that off, now it's not going to do that weird stuff. So that's just a quick little thing. But anyway, back over here, that's looking right about where I want it on the glass. The UV is good for projecting on glass, but I don't think that it's going to get quite this far with it. I think we're pushing our limits just a little bit. So we're going to take that down just a touch, just so that we don't have any problems. I do just want to say, so we're not taking risks on this one. I'm not pushing these glasses as hard as we probably could, only because they said that these were sentimental and likely won't be able to be replaced. So we really have to nail this the first time. So I'm intentionally going to take the size down smaller than I probably normally would if we were trying some regular glasses. We can get a little crazier with the perfume bottles because that guy wants like 1,000 done. So these are just some sample parts that we're testing on with the perfume bottles, and I'll show you just how far around the curve we're able to wrap on that kind of stuff. But for the glasses, which we're doing first, we're not taking any unnecessary risks. So just so you know, it's not as limiting as it's about to appear. I'll demonstrate pushing the limits with projecting with the 5-watt UV on the perfume bottles, which we're going to do next. Josiah Solberg just said, I just got the Laguna Tools EM 50-watt machine. I love it already. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on the new machine. Christian Padilla is here. What's up, Christian? Ian's here. Hey, Ian, how are you doing? Let's see. Slipknot fan says, just tuned in. Is the artwork not centered in EasyCAD? Not anymore. We moved it, right? We moved it over to get it over that center line. So it's not centered on that graphic anymore. It's now centered to the line, and the line is centered to the glass because our glass holding jig could only be locked down off center, right? So kind of a bunch of things cause and effect here that are forcing us to do things a certain way. That's okay. Let's see. Eric is here. Wow. Did I finally end up watching a live stream? Staying up late drinking pays off. Sometimes, Eric. Sometimes it does. My wife's here. Happy Friday Live Day. What's up, wife? Very nice. Simply Creative Engravings. Hello. Difala's here. Thank you, Difala. Excited about that. Baga, congratulations on the new machine. Glad to hear it. Rick is buying the OhmTech 130 watt CO2. Goodbye. And Fiber 50 watt. Let me know how that goes. Genuinely, I'm curious. If you need any help with it, Discord, link in the description. Let's see. Inkit pens and pen blanks. Hi all, got my 50 watt JPT fiber laser 3 weeks ago. It's going good. I'm glad to hear it. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on the new machine. Lots of new machines in the chat today. But we have to get back to work. So I told you guys we were going to make these graphics a little bit smaller. When we change the size of one, we would really like to change the size of both because we do not want them to be looking different, right? So normally I would just select both, grab the corner, and resize them both at the same time to make sure that they're actually not changing size. But we have our bride to be right where we want it. So we're actually going to use our size fields over here. And width-wise, I think like 30 inches is safe. And so here's the thing. Here's a quick EasyCAD thing. So you'll notice we have this centered up right where we want it. We just want it smaller, right? We want it to shrink on the center point, and it's not doing that. So if we select bride and we come in here and we hit 30, it's shrinking to the bottom left corner. Why is it doing that? That's this little box right here. Select reference of position. So we can go ahead and just click the center one and hit OK. And now when we type in 30 for our width, it's going to go ahead and shrink right on that center point instead. Really useful tip if you don't know how to do that. Whenever we resize, we hit apply, right? So make sure that you apply so that your hatch updates for the new size of the graphic. Our new width is 30, so it's safe to bet that our groom to be, which is generally the same size, should be set to about 30 as well. This one seems a little larger than the bride started at, so maybe 32 would be appropriate for that. So let's go ahead here and type in 32, and we can compare, and that's looking very good. It's close enough for sure by just about any metric. So we'll go ahead and cut the line. We'll cut the groom to be, and we'll take a look at our parameters over here. Use default false. We don't need to use default. We need to use some custom stuff. We've already picked our hatch. If you guys are just joining us, we've already picked a hatch. We can come in here and take a look. It's a fiber laser hatch, and that's one of the best things about working with the UV is it behaves mostly like a fiber laser. I mean, there's a few obvious differences, but and actually we do need to update our hatch. So right now we're at enable. We have a unidirectional hatch with a 0.025 millimeter line distance. But we actually need to cross hatch this. If you don't cross hatch glass on the UV, you can get some weird areas that don't like mark all the way, and that second pass goes a long way to really help clean it up. So we're going to go ahead and set the angle to 45 degrees. So we have our cross hatch on. Our second angle will be negative 45, right? And we'll go ahead and hit OK. And that'll go ahead and update the hatch for us to a cross hatch. So we can just examine that there. That looks great. Excellent. No mark contour on glass. Doesn't really provide any benefit, so we're not going to do it. One last time, let's go ahead and light this up and take a look at it over on the bench. This is looking much better. Just gonna pop my glasses on here. This is looking much better. I burned my hand a little bit sticking it under the UV, so I'm gonna find a glove to put on my hand so I don't do that again as we just double check our focus. Here's another important thing about the UV, guys. Okay, the red dot, the red pointer, if you will, you'll notice it's very blue. That's actually the ultraviolet laser projecting down and giving us our targeting. Okay, so if you stick your hand under here, an ultraviolet laser is hitting your hand, albeit very low power. It's not good for you, and if you leave your hands under there for too long, you're going to burn yourself. So some gloves, these are just mechanics gloves, do the trick, just so that you are not cooking yourself while you're trying to get things aligned. Once we're in position here, and that looks very, very good right there. You can see we're about halfway down the curve. I don't really think I need to change anything about that. I think that's perfect. I'm just going to get one last dead-on look at it here. I just want to make sure that we are as center as humanly possible. Let me actually turn this off so that you guys can see the blue light, I guess we'll call it, the purple light, whatever color it is. I'm colorblind, don't at me. You can actually see it here doing what it needs to do. It's pretty cool. But the size looks good. It looks mostly straight. We're like 99% straight. Of course, I've just touched it, but it's very, very close. It shouldn't be a problem by the time the engraving is all said and done. So I think we are ready to mark this. So one last time, we're going to pop over to EasyCAD, and we will set up our ProjectMark. And I'm just going to talk to you guys about that just a little bit. It's very easy. It's very easy stuff. If you haven't already seen ProjectMark on the channel, it is by far EasyCAD's easiest plugin. So let's take a look at that next. So ProjectMark. We actually need to be on the desktop. So we're going to hit stop here. And we're going to come into, okay, so I forgot. So we are on EasyCAD 3, and EasyCAD 3 does not have plugins. So there is no ProjectMark here. So we're just going to have to do a flat projection, basically, and hope that it does okay. And it will, because I've already done this. So I know that it works, but I forgot we're on EasyCAD 3. So no ProjectMark on EasyCAD 3. Hopefully that's something Lightburn can fix for us down the road. But for now, we're basically ready to mark. So last thing here, we're going to pop into the parameter library. As you guys can see, the ultraviolet parameter library is coming right along. I do have a few settings in here that are starting to work really well. They're not organized very well. It's not very clean looking yet, but it's getting there. So here's our F. We're on our 175 millimeter lens with the UV. Projecting over glass with the 110 is very, very poor performance. The 175 is much, much, much better at doing what we're about to do. Glass and frosted, because it does give like a nice frosted look to the glass. So we'll go ahead and hit OK here. It's going to apply those values for us. You'll notice on the right, if you haven't already noticed, in one of our last live streams, there's no power field here. We do not adjust power on UV. The ultraviolet runs at basically 100% power all the time. So what we do have is our speed and our frequency and our pulse width. And adjusting these three values lets you change your speed or your power more or less. 30 frequency and 33 pulse width. This is as powerful as my laser gets. We're dumping the biggest bucket of water as fast as we can dump buckets that big, is basically what this means here. So I could turn the frequency up here, but we wouldn't be able to fill up this giant bucket with enough water to get our maximum pulse by the time it was ready to dump the bucket again. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the way that Geo has explained it to me many, many times. This is our bucket size, right? How much water can we hold per pour? And this is how often we're pouring. And this right here, this balance, 33 and 30, this is filling the largest bucket as often as we can while still filling the entire bucket. So hopefully that explanation makes sense to you guys. We'll talk more about this in future videos and future streams. We'll get into it more. Speed is still speed. This is just controlling how fast the Galvo mirrors are moving. So not a lot there. But that's enough technical nonsense for now. Let's move this out of the way. One last look, bride to be, just make sure we don't have any obnoxious spelling mistakes in there. we can pop over to our EasyCAD view here and cross your fingers, everybody, because here we go. Goggles on. Let's mark some glass. While this is running, quick shout outs. Let's see. My wife says make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't already hit the like button, do it. It's free. Takes 2 seconds. Somebody smash that like button for me. And Josiah says all the new machines are your fault, Alex. I'm happy for that to be my fault. That's just fine. Bluefire Laser Engraving says, found your channel, looking for fiber info. Can't wait to knock out some of your content. There's plenty of content on that topic here, man. You are in the right place for sure. Currently, I have a Boss 1630 65 watt CO2 machine. Solid machine. Very nice. Very nice. Kyle's still kicking around. My wife's making fun of me. Tony's here. What's up, Tony? Good to see you, man. Arcadie's here. Happy Friday. And there it is, bride-to-be. It looks like we did a successful wrap. We'll bring it over to the main camera here in just a second. And we'll take a look at that. Christian's asking, does 33.3 pulse width work? I do not believe it is just integers. I believe that you can use decimal places. I haven't had a reason to use a decimal place ever in EasyCAD, I don't think. But I'm sure it would work. We can definitely test that out when we are not working on these glasses. So, but you know, like I said, we'll check that out. Glenn's here. What's up, Glenn? Good to see you, man. So let me grab this. Let's grab this. We'll switch over to the main camera. I'm no longer at risk of being blinded, so we can lose the goggles. And that's that, guys, right there for you. Let me just get that to focus up. Come on. There we go. Really, guys, the UV just does stellar work on glass. Like the best. It's pretty great. I had a mask over here somewhere. I'd love to put something dark inside of it. Here, the glove will work. We can use the glove for now. So let's get just the glove in there. Just really want you guys to be able to see how sharp that is. Now, you know, we did a lot of setup for this glass, a lot. Would I normally do that amount of setup for just some wine glasses? No, probably not. I'd probably stick it right on the table and I'd probably put a couple cardboard chips under it and hope that it didn't move. But again, these are sentimental to the customer. I believe they belong to somebody, a family member or a good friend or something. And we just didn't want to take risks with it today. So really strong setup over there today, right? If these were just some kind of like off-the-shelf glasses, I probably wouldn't have gone through all that work in a real-world scenario. But we needed a strong setup to make sure that this came out just the way we needed it to come out. Plus side is we don't have to kind of like randomly hobble through jigging up the second glass. It should be pretty plug and play. So let's do that really quick. We'll go ahead and get that set up. So if we pop back over to the desktop, we can drop, we're just going to paste. That's going to drop our line right back where we had it, right center with bride. Okay. And actually it's not pasting right back where we had it, I don't believe. So one thing that you guys might want to check out in your workspace settings up here, if we pop in here, okay, it's pasting right back where we took it from. If you're ever cutting stuff or copying stuff and pasting and it's not pasting right back from where you copied it from, make sure this paste X and paste Y value are both set to 0. If these are set to 1 or 5 or whatever, it's going to paste that many millimeters off of wherever you copied or cut something from. So if you want things to paste back where you took them from, make sure that these are both set to 0. Ours are, so I'm probably just being paranoid. We'll go ahead and drop that back in. We can delete the bride, but before we do that, we know that the bride is the perfect height up the glass, right? We know the bride is the perfect height up the glass already, so let's not guesswork at that again. We're going to come over here to groom, and we're going to shift click the bride, modify, align, and center. And then we can grab just a piece of the bride there and delete it, and groom is now exactly where it needs to be. I think it's just a smidge smaller than it should be, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we also want to come and just check our hatch settings. If you guys remember, we did turn on crosshatch and set ourselves a 45-degree angle for that crosshatch on the other glass. And we want to stay consistent, so we're going to make those changes as well. I'm going to hit apply one more time just to be sure that that everything is where it needs to be. And then we're gonna cut the groom. We're gonna light this line and just make sure our glass is nice and straight again, just like we did the first time. It should be pretty straightforward. So let's go take a look at that next. So here we are, we're back over at the UV, and we're gonna go ahead and just line things right back up where we took them from the first time. I'm actually, if you can see here, I'm pushing pretty hard. What's happening is this glass is taller than the other glass, and it's not fitting behind our little stop barrier here. So we're gonna have to be careful about how we deal with this moving forward. For now, I'm just gonna kind of let that sit there just so I know it's not gonna fall. And we're gonna come back up here and see if we can deal with it via the acrylic instead. I'd rather mess with that than our safety. So let's just see if we just push on this pretty hard, or maybe just remove this front stop altogether. I don't really need that there. And we'll go ahead and get things straightened up. And that looks very nice right there. You guys are a little high. I'll just bring that back down for you. But that's looking really good. Man, I was just like, man, this UV red light's so clear and bright. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm not wearing my glasses. So let's go ahead and get the goggles back on. But yeah, we're looking nice and straight there. So all we're gonna do next is just paste the groom artwork back in, make sure it's still about a similar height to the bride glass, and then we'll go ahead and run it. We shouldn't have to do much else after that. So I just do wanna, there we go. You guys aren't getting the best view here, so let me just fix that on the camera, and let's go paste that groom graphic back in. So really quick here, we're going to stop lighting. We're going to paste. We're going to delete the line. We're done with it anyway. And let's just apply this again. I just don't trust it. I don't like it. It makes me very nervous. But there it is. That looks good. We can go ahead and light and take a look at it on the glass. And that's looking pretty good. Let's just check and make sure they're about the same height, and they do appear to be about the same height. I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see there, but they look very close to me. So I'm going to go ahead and call that good, and we can go ahead and mark this too. While we're over here, why not, right? Let's just double check that focal point. That focal point was very, very strong for us. So let's just double check and make sure we are in more or less the same spot, and it looks like we are. So all worries aside, we're ready to begin marking. Let's just pop into EasyCAD and make that happen. So I'm back over at the desk now, and we're just gonna stop lighting, and we're gonna go ahead and mark. So let's knock out this second glass. Huey says, stop waving that glass around. You're making me nervous. I won't drop it, I promise. And this is looking like another success. I don't see the focus dropping out anywhere in particular. That's what we're really looking for, is like a focal drop somewhere. That would be an issue. But I'm not seeing one. So far, this is looking very strong. This is looking very good. All right, I sure do like that. There is one small area. Go ahead and blow this up for you. You can see right where the R and the O kind of like meet up in the middle there. There's a bit of a thicker white area. I noticed the smallest spot on the bride glass as well that looked that way. I don't really like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise the focus just a fraction of a millimeter and run it again and make sure that that area is nice and in focus, just to be sure. Running glass multiple times does not change the way it looks. It will add just a shred of depth, but it shouldn't be a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and just raise that focus a little bit. We're going to run it one more time just to try to get rid of those little artifacts in there. I'm very literally talking about fractions of a millimeter here, guys. Just enough, just to give it a little extra juice right at that top point. If you can see it coming off the glass there, that's actually glass dust. It's everywhere, all over the machine. It's like in the vents, it's all over the table. Engraving glass produces a ton of glass dust. And that did not do a ton to solve our problem, but quit while you're ahead. I'm going to go ahead and call it. It looks good enough that the customer is not going to care, and I'm not going to let my OCD ruin this project. So we're going to go ahead and pull it. The vacuum sucks out a lot of the glass dust, but a lot of it falls before it's picked up by the fan. So, you know, I've done quite a bit of glass on the UV since I got it. It's the main reason that I wanted a UV laser in the first place. And it's built up over time. I just cleaned the workbed for the first time since I've received the machine. So, you know, it built up over time, but still, I mean, more than you would expect for, you know, I don't know. I just didn't expect that much. It's odd. Yeah, I don't know if it's just the glass. I haven't seen artifacting like this yet in the time that I've been doing glass on the UV. I've not seen this kind of like weird artifacting yet, but it's definitely there. It was not in my head. It wasn't like a trick of the light, and I will show you guys now. But again, it's, you know, I don't think the customer is really gonna be bothered by it. I definitely think it's more of like a me thing. Not sure why that's happening though. We might need to inspect our artwork and see if there's something in there to blame. We'll take a look at it. For now I'm blaming the glass, but we'll see. There's just a tiny little edge of it there too on the M. It's a little odd. It actually seems as if the laser has passed through the top surface of the glass and marked the inside of the glass, which is not ideal. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So the laser actually just passed clean through the outside of the glass and marked the inside of the glass instead. Odd. We'll have to, that's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure. We're going to have to check that out. I don't think it's anything in particular about our artwork in that area. Certainly doesn't seem to be, based on what I'm looking at here. So it's just that the R here and then this area of the O. And I'm just not seeing anything there that would cause this. So, I don't know. It could be something. Could be something with the glass. It could be something I'm not doing right with the laser. We'll learn more over time. But for now, I'm going to count this one as done. I know the customer is going to love it, so I'm not particularly concerned about what they're going to think about it. I think they're going to be very happy. And we can move on to the mad science, right? We'll do some perfume bottles here. That'll be very fun. So let me delete this. I'm going to go swap jobs, and I will be right back. Give me just 1 minute. Okay. Toddy Snedden says, Alex, I had a similar thing with my CO2. I dropped the power a little bit and it solved that issue. All right, well, we will look into dropping the power for this next project then. And I'll talk about how to do that on the UV. That's definitely something we can get into now. This would be a great time to kind of expand on that a little bit. So here are the perfume bottles. They're small cylinders, very, very, very simple little things. We're probably just going to use some wood blocks to jig this up. Probably just going to use some wood blocks to jig this up, guys. We're not going to go crazy. Red Bolt says, that's exactly what happened. The etching passed through. I hope the glass will not leak. It doesn't seem like it went all the way through. It seems like the outer layer didn't absorb the laser, and the laser passed through and marked the inside of the glass. Because if you touch that area on the outside of the glass, it's perfectly smooth. So it's just strange. Like, I think it's a focusing thing too. I think we would have been focused a little low, so that bottom edge of the glass is what's actually absorbing the UV light instead of the outer surface, like we intended. But it certainly doesn't feel like I didn't punch a hole through the glass at all. That's definitely not what happened. So they shouldn't be leaking. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine that they're going to leak after that. So. Just based on what I can see with my eyes, right? We'd really want to take a look at that with the microscope, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. This should have no such problem. These are thick boys for sure. This is very, very thick, cheap glass. So, you know, the thicker and cheaper, the better it's going to engrave. That's true for CO2, and it stands true for UV as well. I do just have to look up this guy's name and email really quick. Bottles. Gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead and open. I believe that I have a file saved for this customer. Perfect. No. Great. So I had initially set this file up for doing it on the rotary, and I realized that the rotary is not the business. Projecting with it is a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and rotate that, and let's just apply our hatch and make sure that stays the same. Over here in our crosshatch settings, and you guys can't see, over here in our crosshatch settings, we just want to make sure crosshatch is checked. That wasn't checked again. and our 0.025 millimeter line distance there looks good. And I think that's it. So we'll go ahead and apply that. This is the size I want it. I know this is the size I want it because I've already ruined like 3 of these dialing this in. So we'll just jump right into our red light. And I'm sure that we can probably find a way to make this jig work for the perfume bottles. So let's mess around with that for a minute. Tony's here. What's up, Tony?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing. Just I wanted to pop in here. I don't know if you're live or not, but I just wanted to see if you were gonna claim us all this year or not. That's all. For tax, yes, tax purposes.
Yes, I'm going to claim all of you as my dependents. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted, Dad.
So we're back over here. We need to line things back up. So let's find 2 of these that are the same. I think that one. I don't like that. Let's try this larger one here. And are you the matching one? I believe you are. We can drop that in. Oh yeah, that's looking. It's looking pretty good. We're getting a little slippity slidey here though. Do you guys match? No, these are not the same. That's why. So let's get rid of that one and bring this one in. Okay, so that looks really good, but we do need to get the keyboard and move this over again. Man, I just keep staring right into that UV without my goggles. It's just so easy to look at that I forget that I'm not supposed to be looking at it, because I've always looked at the red light pointer without my goggles, and
it looks right.
It's pretty. It's pretty to look at. Like I want to just stare at it, and I'm so used to like I can look at the red light without any problems on like the fiber, but with this you just can't do that. Not allowed. Whoa, okay. Overcompensated there. Let's take that back a little bit. We just want to try to get this like more or less in the center. If we still have the line in our clipboard, which we don't, but we could probably cut this. So let's see. I'm going to try to cheat a little bit here because we already know where our center point is. Nope, I opened a new file. Okay, well, we tried. It just would have been nice to paste that old center point back in if we could get away with it, but I don't think that we can. So instead we're just going to move this over and let's just start looking for that center point. Too far to the right. We'll find it. A couple quick guesses and then we'll dial it in the rest of the way. We'll dial it in the rest of the way with the keyboard as needed. I think this is very close. I'm going to grab the keyboard. I'll just finish this up with the keyboard. All right, here we go. So we can go ahead and move this. Nice and center. That looks great. Excellent. Chris Shields is asking, which EasyCAD do you prefer? It would have been EasyCAD 3, but now that Lightburn's coming out, EasyCAD 2, so that I can use Lightburn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. EasyCAD 2 right now.
Goddamn right.
So we've got our bourbon vanilla here. We're just going to center that up to the center line that we just centered. Modify align horizontal center. We can get rid of that line. And we'll light this one more time. Note I have show contour off. It's just easier to align rectangles on cylinders than like a bunch of nonsense. So if we take a look over here at EasyCAD, that looks great. I'm going to inspect it in person. Just one second. And we are going to focus. So I'm just going to get this focused real quick. And with that done, we can go ahead and light it up, mark it, get it done. Here we go. Let's see. One last look through everything. Settings look good. Okay, we should be good. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely, Red Bolt. I mentioned it a little earlier in the stream. The thicker and cheaper the glass, the better it's going to look. It looks like we've lost the focus on the left just a little bit, so we'll probably have to make just a ever so minute of an adjustment and run it one more time. But we should be able to clean that up well. Maybe not. Maybe I'm seeing things.
So what's on the agenda today?
Well, after we are done with the perfume bottles, we will be moving over to the CO2 Galvo to do some tumblers with ProjectMark in EasyCAD too.
Hey, I freaking love it. I love ProjectMark, man.
I know, me too. I'm mad that I can't use it right now. I want to use it now.
I know.
But it seems like they're actually coming out okay. Like they don't look that distorted to me, so I'm not sure that we even need it for this size of an item, because it doesn't. That looks like a perfect circle right there in the middle. I know you can't really see it super well on the camera right now, but it doesn't look particularly distorted to me. I mean, you can tell me when it's done, but
it's too bright. Oh, there it goes. Bad. It's not bad.
all right. So let's pop back over to the main camera here. Goggles off, and we can take a look at this. I'm gonna have to just back it with the glove right now because you're not gonna. I can't get a glove inside this one, but we'll go ahead and zoom in there. Come on. Come on, autofocus. Thank you. There you go, guys. Lots of detail in there. Check out those flowers, Tony. Come on.
Okay.
Well, you don't.
Yep, I'm sold, bro.
You don't like that?
Yep, I'm buying one.
Are you?
I like
Because
it.
you were talking shit a few minutes ago in the staff chat.
Oh, you seen that? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I seen that. Come on, look at those flowers, man.
It looks good now, yeah. CO2 would have looked like straight poop.
It would have looked blurry and weird.
Yeah.
Alex Campbell's here. What's up, Alex? So yeah, that's glass, guys. And I'm having no problem just marking these as flat objects. We're not even using ProjectMark. We're just projecting directly onto this glass surface here. So that's, you know, I can't really ask for better than that, man. It's smooth to the touch, dude. You can't do this. You can't do this with the CO2 glass.
True.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yep. That's clean.
Scarface.
That's clean. Yeah, with the CO2 glass, totally. So we've got one more of those to do. I'm going to load that up really quick. So we're just lighting again, and we're going to drop that in. And like I said, no tricks, guys. No weird plugins or anything. We're just right out of the UV, as if this were flat, and we're just marking it. No problem. I'm actually going to I'm going to leave it for you guys in the mic mode for the far laser, so that you guys can actually hear what the UV sounds like. It does not make a lot of sound at all. It's very quiet when you're running it. It doesn't make a lot of sound on the glass. It's almost kind of eerie. So I'll go ahead and switch you over to that for now. And I mean, it's just so cool, guys. I never get tired of that lighting. We did focus a little low on this one again. I think I see some more of that back marking that we experienced the first time. Gone ahead and just adjusted our focus a little bit, and we'll probably give this one just one more pass. Because that back marking is no good. So one more pass. We'll see how that looks. Charles says, can we get the quick recap or a link to the EasyCAD, Lightburn, Galvo project, ProjectMark plugin comments not following? Yeah, quick recap. So EasyCAD 3, which we are using right now, here it is. Here's EasyCAD 3. EasyCAD 3 does not have plugins. ProjectMark, which you would use to wrap a 2D graphic over a cylinder, is not included in EasyCAD 3. In order to use it, you have to use EasyCAD 2. We are soon to be getting Lightburn for Galvo lasers. Right now, only EasyCAD 2 is supported. Hopefully, we have support for EasyCAD 3 in the future. We will see. And it should have ProjectMark built in. So that's kind of the quick recap for you. We want to use ProjectMark to project a flat image over a curved surface, and it's not included with EasyCAD 3, which is what we have on our UV laser right now. So we can't use it. But hopefully if we get Lightburn support for EasyCAD 3, then we will be able to use it on projects like this with our EasyCAD 3 board. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense for you. Okay, perfect. I'm glad. All right, let's inspect this. All right, so raising the focus successfully eliminated whatever issues we were having there. Just raised the focus a touch. You can't even see that spot anymore. I just saw the tiniest little spot, and it was bothering me, but it's gone. So here it is. Here is the second final perfume bottle. I'll get my face out of the frame so it stops focusing on my face. You just can't beat it, guys. It just looks really good. So there it is. Kind of catching the light there a little bit, but that is light. It's about as close as I can get with this lens. Sorry, it's not a macro, but really good. That looks very nice. So I think we're gonna score that job, which will be great. So they'll come by to pick up the samples soon, and with that, we are done with the UV. That's it for the UV laser today. Next, if we have time, and we do have time, we're going to jump over to the CO2 Galvo, and I'm going to show you guys when we would use ProjectMark. You know, ideally we would use it on a job like today's, but EasyCAD 3. So we'll move over to the CO2 Galvo now, which uses EasyCAD 2. And we'll actually dig into how to use ProjectMark in software that supports it. It will likely be, hi JMac, it will likely be largely similar in Lightburn, if not identical. So this will count for both of those. I mean, either way, you'll kind of walk away with like a working knowledge of ProjectMark in general. Just thinking out loud. So we should be good. I think we're good to switch over. Probably a quick 5-minute break wherever we are. Timestamp 1 hour and 10 minutes. Quick 5-minute break, and then I will swap the machines over while we're on break, and we'll jump back in with EasyCAD 2 and get after it. Really quick, we'll just catch up on chat here. Red Bolt says, what was the time on that perfume bottle? Using a standard unidirectional hatch, no weird optimization tricks or anything. We were at 2 minutes, and could likely get that faster with like Snaky, you know, the optimized hatch. Probably would have been fine on these, and we probably could have done them much faster. So just to kind of give you, I almost want to do one maybe on like the opposite side now. That was at 2 minutes. Let's do one. Let's do one real quick. So we'll light that one more time since we have it all set up. And let's pop this back on really quick, guys. All right, so we've dropped that in. And back to the desktop. So let's go ahead and let's change things up. So we'll come into the hatch menu here, and let's go to Snake. Let's find Snaky here. There it is. Let's do our opposing 45s. I don't know why that was set to 0. Crosshatch on. Line distance 0.025. So let's see how much time we can shave off of our 2-minute mark by running this Snake. Here we go. Super fast, probably. Let's find out. The time to beat is 2 minutes. We're at 20 seconds. $30. A 50% reduction in speed would be very nice. I don't know if we'll see that big of a difference, but because we're doing a big circle, but here we are at the 1 minute mark. $130. And we're done. 137. So, what is that? A 23-second reduction by switching to snake. Not bad. About 25%. 25% increase in job or decrease in job time. Just by switching to snake. Don't see any quality differences. No, they look absolutely identical, actually. So not only are there no quality differences, it's if there are, they're imperceptible. I certainly can't tell. Here, now I can't even remember which one is which. I think this one here is the snake. Just to give you an idea. They look absolutely identical. Final dimensions were 30 millimeters wide by 42 millimeters tall. But that's done. I don't want to mar these all up. The guy needs to look at these for samples. He's trying to get a good idea of what the bottles will actually look like, and we don't want to have little engravings all over them. So let's call that a success. We will hop into our 5-minute break. And then we will come back and get some more stuff done. All right, 5 minutes, back to the CO2 Galvo, knock out a couple of tumblers before we call it a night, okay? See you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, guys, we are back. I have moved our kind of remote workstation over to the CO2 Galvo now. So here we are on the CO2 Galvo. We have stopped doing things on the UV. And we're moving to the tumblers. Is there a way to engrave both sides of a tumbler with EasyCAD, or is ProjectMark the best option? You could do both sides with a rotary, but ProjectMark would be faster. To project onto one side, flip it over, and project onto the other would be the fastest way to do it. No problem. If you guys haven't already seen, my wife is posting a link to the Discord. Chris says, I have a bunch of questions. However, where and when is the appropriate time? Thanks for all your help. Yes. My wife and JMac are both recommending Discord for those questions. And that's a good suggestion. There's a lot of places on the Discord server where you can get help with your problems if you're having issues. But we have to move over to the CO2 Galvo now. So basically I've moved our Tumbler jig over to that station. I have to bring the webcam. I actually forgot to bring the webcam over. And we're just going to reset that up really quick. But before we do that, we're going to come over onto our desktop here. And we are going to launch EasyCAD 2. So for ProjectMark on EasyCAD 2, we want our 210 millimeter lens. We want to go as big as we can because we want that extra depth of field. We want to maintain our detail as deep as we can. So we'll go ahead and launch that. Hopefully it launches. It did. That's good. EasyCAD 2 with the CO2 Galvo for some reason just like doesn't want to launch. I'm chalking it up to an EasyCAD issue. But we launched today, so that's just fine. Same thing we always do. We're just going to draw a line right down the center and try to get our jig lined up as best we can. The other thing I have to do is swap our lens. So let me go move the camera, swap the lens, and then we'll get this lit up and take a look at getting things straightened out here. So just 1 second. I'm going to swap over and we'll get those chores.
Hello, child. I am the captain of the ship now. Hey, J Mac.
Hey, you doing?
Eating real quick and
You what?
doing some eating and doing some EDC stuff.
Um,
You know what I mean? You
yeah,
in?
man. Yeah, man. Hey. You doing? I take it I need to mute YouTube here.
Just turn your volume down.
And the mic has actually died on me at this point. The far mic, so we're stuck with the close one that's at my desk for now. So I'm not really going to be able to talk to you while I'm over there. But we went ahead and swapped our 110 lens for the 210, and we're just going to pick the right inserts for our tumbler jig. It's a nice perfect cylinder, so it should be super easy to find the right ones to keep things nice and balanced. And I'm going to go ahead and bolt it down. So just because I can't talk to you while I'm doing it, so I just wanted to let you know what I was doing before I started. So I'm going to run over and do that now. I've thrown the other mic on the charger. They charge up pretty quick, so we shouldn't have to go on like this for too long. But just a quick update. So next I'm going to bolt. I'm going to find the right inserts for this Yeti. Then we're going to bolt that down to the table, and then we can line things up.
Tony,
Yes. Hi, Mac.
I'm going to bolt you down to the table.
Definitely in. Oh, he's doing a Yeti. Okay.
What are you thinking of the UV UN?
Man, I didn't want to say that out, but no.
No.
Yeah, I'm out.
Right.
If I need to do glass or anything like that, I'm just gonna use a Cricut, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, sandblast it.
Yep. Yeah.
Wait up, just making a coaster.
I just gotta make sure that thing is standard. I'm hungry, man.
I just had 2 cheese toasties.
I just had a big plate of taco salad. I'm still hungry.
Did you leave?
Actually, just a little bit, but I'm still hungry. I'm about to get some more. You know me, man.
Yeah,
You two know you're on air, right?
Too well, right?
yeah, we know.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting on a chair.
Oh my God! All right, so I've gone ahead and gotten the jig locked down. We're looking really good. I'm just going to confirm that we're straight and center. We're just going to light that line up real quick. We're going to center up with the Yeti logo. This particular bed is awesome because the Galvo is like directly in the center of the 2 mounting points for the jig, so it just kind of falls into place where it needs to be, which is excellent. So I know I'm just gonna go ahead and straighten this one out. We shouldn't have to move the middle line like we usually do. I might have to move it a hair, but for the most part we should be good.
I had to redo the jig on my end. He got lucky, man, because mine didn't fall straight center.
How do you mean?
So you see how if he sets the when he sets the tumbler down with the jig, he bolts it down. It's like dead center. You need that in ProjectMark. Mine doesn't fall like that. I had to like drill holes on the base to make it, because you can't have the part off center.
Yeah, can you put holes
at all.
left to right so you can slacken it and then position it?
That's what I pretty much had to do. like 3 or 4. I redid it like 3 or 4 times because I needed it like dead center.
If you're looking at his there, he's got the lines horizontal, so you just turn vertical and just slide it left,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's what I did. But you want to be center
You
of
could have
center.
T-shaped ones. You could have T-shaped slots.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Whatever way around you're doing something.
Oh, Alex said he will.
All right.
Yeah, Alex, I redid mine like 3 or 4 times because I couldn't get it lined up. I think my bed was just off a little bit, so I remade it like 3 or 4 times. So
I don't know.
and plus
I've
I had
actually,
thicker-
so I heard you guys talking, but I've actually run mine like off center with ProjectMark, and it's done pretty well.
Oh, dude. No, I couldn't because if you're doing a perfect circle and it's like off center, I don't know. I didn't have good success. So I needed to be like center of center everything.
I need to get myself Yetis and try this ProjectMark. Never tried it yet. I don't really have anything to use it on.
I love it.
I've got big silver mugs, but you won't be able to do a Z mark at an angle like that. You know, you need to just be knocking off the paint coat on the Yeti or something.
I'm not sure, man. I needed to be center of center. I tried that little offset and bringing the graphic to it, because it's projecting and it'll be skewed for what I was trying to do. So I couldn't do it. It needed to be dead center. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on AliExpress, get some ordered up. I think it's not a really big seller over here. I don't think. For some reason, they just maybe they will be if I start selling them. Who knows? Give it a try. Worth a try.
I actually don't remember this guy's name. I'm looking for the artwork for this job. What was his name? I have to find it. It's killing me.
Miranda will know.
I wish Miranda was here right now. I don't think she's watching. Miranda, if you're watching, what was the name of the fire guy? Just popping through a couple emails real quick to see if I can find it.
I thought Jimmy's the fire guy.
When people are like, why don't you stream when you're busy at work? I'm like, this. Come on. I could
Have
just...
y'all had to close? Sorry.
No, close what?
Have y'all had to close Illustrator when you install new fonts and open it back up, or does it work without it? I haven't had success.
They just click into place for me.
Really?
I'm just scrolling now through my customer folders.
In the Lightburn, they show up straight away.
I wish.
Not for me.
They do in Lightburn though, do they?
Yeah, in Lightburn they just pop up.
Yeah.
Ed, Edward, Edwin, Eileen. No. I swear it started with an E. Eric.
Was it like one of your last emails sort of thing?
No, unfortunately, this is a very old customer who's come back for repeat work, so I haven't opened his files in like a really long time.
Yeah.
I know I'll know his name when I see it. Like, is it you? No. Okay, not you.
Well, he's gonna forget us really fast. That's okay. Anyways.
Who am I forgetting?
Us. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I don't know what you're
sorry.
saying. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't forget us
James,
like that, okay?
Jane,
Map.
Jason. Oh, dude, what the fuck is your name? Jeff? It's not Jeff.
You know, not think of any old jobs you did for him.
I mean, yeah, I can picture 1,000 jobs that I've done for the guy. Just like I'm totally blanking on his name.
Can you maybe get to it by sort of searching a vector file of
I
a
mean,
job you've done?
yeah, I tried
You
that.
might know.
I couldn't pull one up. I thought of that too. His order form's upstairs. It's just not down here with me, so I can't grab it and look at it.
Miles
J.
away.
Maybe it's a J name? John? No. Shit, man, I'm gonna have to run upstairs. That sucks. LM. Mark? No.
I'm just using Lightburn now for doing some coasters, and it's so good for filling up little broken bits of vectors.
Oh, yeah?
And when you go EasyCAD to do it, you know, they sometimes look like spaghetti. So as soon as you try and hack it,
Nice.
Easy Light just sort of sorts out. It says there might be a problem, but it kind of ignores it. And it's good. No
Yeah.
messing around.
That's awesome. Nicole, Pat, P, Paul, Penny. No. Damn it. Ryan? What's a name like that? Like Ryan or Tom? Scott? I'll answer some questions in the Discord, I guess, and maybe message my wife and just be like, what's the name of the fire guy? Do you remember? Has he emailed us recently, or do you know his name off the top of your head? The fire. Let's see. Mr. Freeway 99 says, how is your computer hooked to the laser? Funny you should ask. Via a 50-foot active extension USB cable that runs up into the ceiling, over through the rafters, and then down to the computer. And I cannot believe that it works. It's really, really cool. And I have a link if you want to check it out.
It's amazing that works.
It is amazing that works. I cannot believe it. Like, to this very moment, I can't believe that it works. It shouldn't work.
I tried an old 5-meter one for my old vinyl printer, and it wouldn't work. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, 50 feet is, what, 15 meters-ish?
Yeah, it's 3.3 feet a meter, roughly.
15.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Here it is. I'll go ahead and paste that into chat for you guys so you can check that out. 50 feet reaches no problem. My wife says the order form is down here, so I'm going to look. She was right. The order form was down here. That was a waste of time. Okay. So it was Jonathan, so I was right. Jonathan was one of those names. And engine 16. So I did these firehouse like Yetis. a long time ago, and they said they accidentally ran over one of the Yetis with a fire truck and it was destroyed. So Yetis are not fire truck proof, in case you were wondering.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they ran
Wow,
it
that's
over.
ironic.
They ran it over with
Is
the
this-
fire truck.
A local fire department, is it?
It's one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them around here because we're close to a city.
Yeah.
But I'm just resaving this here. Engine 16. What is it? IER? IER? IER. Okay, great. So we can move on. Sorry for the delay, guys. I had a little brain fart there. It happens. So we'll go ahead and close that and close this. Luis says on the Lightburn subject, and this is Curiosity with Hope, is Alex Campbell testing Lightburn on his CK laser? I don't know. That's a good question. Alex, if you're still with us, are you testing Lightburn on your CK laser?
What is the CK? The 180 watt CO2?
No.
Yeah.
No, because that's not nowhere near EasyCAD board.
Is that what it is?
I think the board is
CK?
still EasyCAD. I think the software is...
CK?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the board is EasyCAD.
No, I'm sure it is. It must be.
Nah, dude. Have you seen the software for CK?
No.
Yeah,
I think
is that?
it looks
good.
like skinned
Yeah.
EasyCAD. He thought that
Better.
he had EasyCAD 3 for the longest time. I remember having this conversation. He swore it was EasyCAD 3.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But no, I don't think.
Like that
it's the board.
CCAD that someone was just talking about in the.
The big CK laser is Field Tech. I don't know, man. I bet it would run EasyCAD. I mean, he would know better than me, but
It just looks like EasyCAD 2, Lewis says.
so just looking at the hatch settings here, guys, I don't want to get too far off track. We're doing a 0-degree hatch. We have a line distance of 0.05 millimeters, and we're using unidirectional here. We could probably use snake, but unidirectional works a little better on my particular laser. For parameters here, we're going to come into the parameter library. I have a great setting. It's called Powder Coat General. It's for my 30-watt coherent. We're going to load that in. That's 700 speed, 90 power, 25 frequency. With these settings, I can get away with about 50 millimeters in width. I think we're going to go 40 because 50 is going to be just a little bit large just for this graphic, I think. But we'll light it up and see. We're going to get rid of our center line so we know we're nice and center. And if we take a look at EasyCAD over here, we can go ahead and light this up. And I'll move it.
What's your jump set?
My jumps, 500 across the board.
500?
Always. Yep. And that looks really small. So we're going to bump that up to 50. We're going to push it today. Let's push the limits.
I do a 65, bro.
So there's 50 and Powder Coat General. There it is, 700, 90, 25. I'm going to go move the view just a little bit so you guys can see how it's framing. And then, we'll move on. But that looks good from where I can see it.
Come on, man. Hit that shit 65.
I'm not going to 65, dude. I can't mess up a Yeti today. If it was an Arctic, maybe,
Come
but
on, man.
not on a Yeti, dude. Yetis are too expensive. So that's good. It's there. It looks center. It looks like it's a good size. So we can stop lighting that. And then, so now we're ready to talk about ProjectMark. If we come into the desktop and we take a look around here, we can come up to the laser category and we'll see ProjectMark right up here at the top. And it's going to ask us for a couple things. Part number, total number, continuous, mark selected, all the same things you're used to seeing down here in the regular mark menu. This menu is asking us if we are wrapping around the x-axis or the y-axis. We're doing a tumbler, so we're wrapping around the y. And then we have a couple other options here, focus length and part diameter. This is the actual focus length of my 210 lens, so we're just going to leave that alone. Part diameter, we're going to want to check real quick. I'm going to do a quick and dirty with a caliper and just see about where we're at on the diameter. But you do want to get it as close as possible. And I'm pulling about 86 millimeters there, and here in part diameter you can see we have 86, so we don't really need to change that either. And then we're just going to mark from this menu. So we've got this menu right here, red, mark, and quit. If you're going to do the red light, I recommend doing it in your regular workspace because the ProjectMark red light is a little funky and it's kind of hard to exit, and it can mess up marking, like starting the mark with marking. And it's just a little weird. I would just light it in flat 2D mode. When you're ready to start, you can actually mark it here with the mark button, which we are. We're ready to begin. The only thing I want to do is turn on the exhaust so we don't get smoked out in here, and we should be good.
You still have a link for them Yetis from AliExpress running?
Oh no, those been good, dude. They're just stashed. They're good. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're really good. Like very good.
Have you still got some? Have you?
Yeah, I still got it.
Okay, we are all set. We're going to go ahead and mark this. Here we go. I think we're doing okay, but it's so hard to tell on the webcam.
What did you say?
Settings again.
220 lens, is it?
Yeah, this is the 210.
What line distance?
0.05.
05.
Isaiah says, when you get your 3D printer, you could print a holder for that tube so you can position it better. Actually, the Mingda is all set up. It's hooked up to the computer, and I just got in the mail like 2 days ago my first ever roll of filament.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to be ready to do some 3D printing hopefully soon. It's so dark in here. It looks so cool with the background, but like not great
Tell
for
J-Mac to send you that file.
I can't tell if this is coming out bad. I have to go look at it.
File. The Dino one.
You know, yeah, he needs that one first.
That's from Tila.
3D printing. Imagine that.
You're in.
No, mine is just a
Don't know.
holder right now.
I was
You know what I'm
nervous.
doing, bro?
I was nervous for a minute, but I turned on the lights and it's actually coming out perfectly, so I feel better. Oh, should have done snake. Do you use snake on yours, Tony?
Hell yeah, shoot, snake all the way, snake crew, baby. Yeah, it's way better. For some reason, I get better letter detail too. That's why I said it's really vital, man. I can't do without that snake, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'll have to do snake next time.
It's way faster too.
Well, this runs.
And it's less forgiving. It's forgiving for your timing too. Like your timing's got to be spot on when you do this right here. God, what is this? A 4-minute tumbler?
We'll try. We got some Arctics coming up next. We can do some snake on those.
Dude, man, now that we're speaking about art, I really like those tumblers.
They're nice, aren't they?
Dude, I've ordered every color that they have as samples because they told me I can't use their pictures. But I really like their tumblers, like genuinely, I really do.
So I'll likely shine this up with some Zep because I always do. But here is uncleaned, right off the laser there. Looking very nice. You still cleaning your tumblers, Tony?
Oh yeah, I hit it with alcohol and magic eraser and then Zep.
You know, maybe it's because my settings are wrong, or maybe it's because Alex has so much more power available to him than I do on his laser, but the LA Awesome was not doing it for me. With
I want to try that.
With the leftover, it wasn't doing it. Wasn't cutting it. I need the alcohol to cut through the leftover nonsense on there.
I can't hit my tumblers with my little Galvo. I can't hit it with 90. It'll literally like char it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't do that. I have to. It's 70 for me.
What's your speed at? Around the same, 700-ish?
Yeah, 70, 750.
Interesting. What frequency do you run at?
Yeah, 25.
Well, lasers
Yeah,
are weird.
I tried 90 and it burns. You know, it just like it makes the tumbler like warp a little bit, and it cooks the powder in it.
Crazy. There's the fine. Look at how nice that looks, man. Edge to edge, really good. And the whole point of ProjectMark, right, is so that this won't skew as it's being stretched across the tumbler. So obviously we probably could have run that faster with Snake, so we can try that next with an Arctic tumbler or two. But there's that. That looks really, really great. Final runtime on that, 4 minutes. You were right, Tony. It was a 4-minute tumbler.
Yeah.
But yeah, super nice, nonetheless, and done, which is the important thing. It's done. So I'm going to move this. What?
You would have been done with Snake.
Oh yeah.
Like 3 minutes and some change, to be honest.
Well, we're going to do that right now. So let's zoom this back out here. And we're going to quit and go back to desktop. And let's take a look at our new artwork. We do have to just do a little processing because they sent it to me as an EPS, not a ton. but I never import EPS directly into EasyCAD. So Illustrator, did I download it already? I did. We'll go ahead and bring this into Illustrator here. Looks good, but they didn't expand some text, so this is why we check, right? Because we wouldn't have known that was missing. It just wouldn't have shown up in EasyCAD. And the other thing I like to do when people send me vectors, bring it off the white there so that we can make sure there's no white in the image. And last but not least, we're just gonna unite everything and just make sure that's nice and united. So that's good. We can go ahead and save as. I'll take it up to 60 for you, Tony, okay?
Hey, my man.
All right, we'll come up to 60. So we're going AI here. We'll save it to the desktop so we can find it. Version 8, and this should go super duper quick. So there's the version 8. We can go ahead and close that. And we'll hop right back into EasyCAD here with our AI file. So there it is on the desktop. We're going to come over to import. We're going to back all the way up to the desktop and bring that in. Whoa. All right, so width 60 millimeters, just for you, okay, Tony? You're gonna hatch it one more time. Are you using 0.05? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe your line distance is tighter than mine?
Oh, 0.05, sir.
All right, well, there's 0.05, and I promised we'd do snake, so there it is. We'll go ahead and snake and apply. Make sure you hit apply when you're making changes to your
Also,
to your
the
hatch.
laser on-off times and start times make quite a big difference.
Yeah,
I've just been
your
playing with
timing.
that.
Yeah, it took a long
Yeah,
time to
but-
get the timing right on the
Yeah.
CO2 Galvo. If you guys have a CO2 Galvo and you're setting it up, one of the things that I had to set up, and I'm going to do a video on this, is the first pulse killer, which I knew nothing about and kind of had to figure out on my own. But basically, the laser's overcharging the first pulse. So you have to tell the laser to
Yeah.
tune it down a little bit. Otherwise, you get
Sure.
like huge burns along one side of your engraving. It's really nasty. So yeah, the first pulse killer really fixed that problem for me once I figured out how to use it. Whole video on that coming soonish. But for now, we're going to leave everything as is. And we're going to go ahead and line up our next thing. I'm going to turn off show contour, so we're just kind of getting an idea of where this is going to go. I'm going to light it up, and then we're going to have to make a couple changes to our jig in order to hold the Arctic. So I'm going to do that really quick. You're not going to be able to hear me because my mic's still dead. Before we do that, really quick, Lewis is asking, and that was with the UV, right? No, that was with the CO2 Galvo. So everything we've done after the break has been with CO2 Galvo. So the glass was done on the UV. The tumblers have been done on the CO2 Galvo. The UV will actually mark the metal underneath the powder coat on the tumblers. The CO2 does not. So that's why we're not using the UV for these tumblers, because we don't want to mark the metal. We want that nice, shiny, untouched steel showing through. So the UV is not a good option for that. So we want to stick with the CO2 for the powder coated steel stuff. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let's get this rolling. I got to take off soon. I'm running out of time. So let's get this box open and mark these super quick. Hopefully the snake works out and we just rip through these. I hate to disappoint you, Tony, but we can't do these at 60, man. The little mugs here are too small.
What's the diameter of those mugs?
Not even remotely close to the Yeti we just did.
You're about to piss me off, man.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the way. Oh, that's way too small. Let's try 40.
Oh, man. I'm so upset right now. I'm about to go eat. God damn. So unfortunate.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. We might be able to get away with 50, though, and this is a bigger diameter or a smaller diameter thing, so, you know, it's kind of the same. We're wrapping the same amount around the object, more or less. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just so you guys can see, I do need to align this with the artwork real quick, and we have the added difficulty of the handle. So we're going to have to prop the handle up somehow so that that doesn't go anywhere. But first we're going to get our straight line in. We're going to cut our artwork out, and we're going to get this lined up. So that's what we're going to do next.
Derek said he's always late. Oh, you missed the raffle, bro. No, man, that doesn't look.
So our jig actually wasn't like perfectly straight. So we actually loosened up the entire jig and kind of angled it just a little bit. The reason I'm able to do that is because there aren't screws in the top two ports for screws. I only have them on the bottom two, so it does give me a little wiggle room to kind of angle things. But I have it much straighter now, and I've tightened that back down. We've went ahead and used a wooden block and a couple cardboard chips to level out the handle so that the logo is nice and center. And with all of that done, we're ready to drop our artwork back in. So back over here on the desktop, we will drop the artwork in, cut the line, and we can light this up. And let's just take a look here and see about our positioning. It looks okay. I'm going to go look at it in person, but it looks all right. I think we're not perfectly center. I'm just going to drop that line in one more time. We just got to get this just right. I think we actually need to come like a step or two to the left to be right at the top of the ridge, which means we'll have to lower our handle a little bit too to compensate for that.
Really good beans. Okay. Oh.
These handled mugs are definitely some of the most difficult to work with, for sure. But back over here in EasyCAD, our artwork is still centered to the field and not centered to our center line, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to grab our Luke artwork here, grab the line, modify, align, vertical center. There we go, just like that. And we should be good to mark. I'm going to light it just one last time. I really want these to go well. So just one last look, and that looks much better. So this is a pretty deep wrap, guys. You can't wrap a lot further than this when you're projecting. So
Shit.
last thing, just a quick diameter for ProjectMark, so we can make sure we get that in nice and accurate. So let's pop back to the desktop. We can stop lighting. We're done with that. Laser, project, and let's just double check this part diameter. Let me get a diameter on that. And I'm getting 76, so we're toning that back just a little bit. And with that done, we can go ahead and mark. So let's see how this comes out. We are snake, yes.
Snake?
Yep, yes, sir.
My man.
All right, here we go. Ooh, that's a hot boy.
Snake.
I'm telling you, snake is where it's at. I'm telling you.
The snake. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Hey.
Dan.
I don't know, man. I might actually have to run that twice. I don't think we got through all the powder coat on that one.
That's because you use Tony's.
It is.
Man, if you don't shut up.
So we're going to mark that a second time and see how that comes out. Wow, it's so fast, though.
It's through, man. Just hit it with something and some little thing, and that's it.
It doesn't look good to me. I wish I could show you better with the webcam, but the edges are all like, where it should be a diagonal line, it's like steps, which doesn't look very good.
Go back to grandma hatch then.
I'm gonna. Look at that. Look at all that smoke. Look how much it missed. Oh no, I messed it up. Oh no, I forgot to switch back. So guys, I messed this up live. I just hit mark right here instead of coming back into ProjectMark. I forgot to come back into ProjectMark there. So you can see the difference that ProjectMark makes. You can see how skewed it is when we mark it without it. It's really stretching out that L and the E on the far end there. But that's an Arctic down, so I'm gonna have to order a replacement for this.
The
Luckily,
expensive one.
no, the Arctics luckily are cheap.
No.
So let's go ahead and just hit that mark one more time. This is what I get for experimenting on customer shit. So you can see it's not even touching the wide end of the L up there at this point, but there's nothing we can do about that. This has been ruined, so we'll have to get a new one ordered right away. Hopefully get that in the shop before the customer gets too upset. So there you go, guys. Not perfect. I make mistakes.
It happens.
It does.
Can you get them locally or?
Probably not, but that's okay. So I'm gonna grab that. Despite the error, I'm telling you, Snake has like some weird edge quality to it that unidirectional just doesn't have. Because as soon as they started using unidirectional, it like Snake like steps. Like the diagonal lines aren't diagonal; they're like steps. It's like stepping up. I'm gonna clean this one anyway, just to say that we did it. And it illustrates pretty well, actually. So, I mean, not a total loss, learning experience. It illustrates pretty well the difference that ProjectMark makes when you're using it on something like this. Because you can see just how distorted it is without ProjectMark making the adjustment for you. So, with that cleaned up, just look at the difference with the L's here. So there you can see pretty clearly where the non-ProjectMark L began. It's a fair difference. But yeah, I mean, good detail all around. I'm really happy with that. I just wish that we didn't mess it up because I'm gonna have to get a new one. But overall, not bad. The positioning is a bit off too, so we'll probably adjust that a bit while we're in here. I'll probably move this up just a little bit. Let's see here, X value is negative 27. So we'll just want to set that back to negative 27. So we'll try again. So we're gonna go ahead and light up the next one here, and hopefully we can just mow through the rest of these. They are moving fairly quick, which is good. So they don't take that long, even with the unidirectional hatch. They're pretty fast.
Man, that was me last week, bro. I did I messed up 4 polar candles for someone, and I had to order 4. Like, I don't know why it took me 4, but yeah. It was, man, I hated it.
I remember that day.
Yep. It took me 4, bro. Like, what the hell, man?
You told me I was about to piss you off.
Oh, dude, yeah, I woke up and I was like, yep, this dude's about to piss me the hell off.
Kyle, how's the tank going?
What's up?
How's the tank going?
It's going.
Enjoying it?
Huh?
Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah, I love it, dude.
Good.
I just finished putting up some shelves and stuff, and grabbed another like a metal shelf rack thing, like a 5-tier metal rack
Yeah.
for throwing product and stuff on to get stuff out of the way. It's like chaos everywhere, so
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get organized and stuff.
What's the first thing you're going to sell, do you think?
Huh?
What are you going to sell first?
I don't know. Options are endless. I have some cutting boards lined up already, so probably
Yeah.
that, I guess.
Matt B's just asking if this is EasyCAD 3. No, it's EasyCAD 2, and he's using ProjectMark plugin for EasyCAD 2.
Yeah. EasyCAD 3 unfortunately doesn't have ProjectMark, right?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
No plugins.
So this is the same job, but we're running unidirectional instead. So it's taking a little longer, but I'm going to prove my edge quality theory here, at least for my laser. This is why parameters help, guys. Settings, getting settings for your lasers can help, but it's not everything, because Tony and I have had vastly different CO2 Galvo experiences.
Yeah, and it's the same. Me and Tony have shared some settings for coins, and some stuff that he does completely obliterates some of the coins that I do, you know. And they're coins from the same manufacturer as well, so it's all different machines. They're both 50-watt LPE JPTs. They're both running EasyCAD.
Yeah.
It's just different lenses, different setup. Makes a difference.
So we've got our second tumbler here. I always gotta quit when I'm ahead. I feel like whenever we do live streams, it's like the last job before we end the stream is the one that we start having a bunch of issues on.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I feel like we need to quit a job early when we're doing live streams, because it always feels like the last job we do before we end the stream is the one that we have a bunch of issues with.
Yeah. Quit while you're winning.
You know what they say about issues, though? They're just learning opportunities in disguise.
Well, we like that here. We do like learning opportunities here. This second one came out perfect. Still don't love the location, but it's more center than the first one, so I'm going to leave it, and we're just going to do them all that way so that they can be the same. So here is number 2, much better than number 1, because we didn't have a non-ProjectMark issue. So there you go. Nice and clean, good detail on that small lettering there. That's about where it is centering wise. Gotta keep my face out of the frame because it wants to autofocus on my face really bad. So that's where it is centering wise, which is about midpoint between the logo and the top rather than the, come on. It's a good midpoint between the logo and the top of the mug. I kind of wanted it center in the handle, but we're rushing, so that's why that didn't happen. But it looks good. It's clean. Not bad for what we're working with today. So now we just need to kind of whip through these. So I'm going to go unbox the next one. We're just going to keep going.
I'm sure he's using grandma hatch.
I am using Grandma Hatch, and they're coming out much better with Grandma Hatch.
Boy, I didn't come here for the stream to see that. Okay?
Sounds like a personal
Please
problem,
get
buddy.
real boy stuff. This guy, man. Look at that. Grandma pushing that. I can't get this one to work for me.
What?
Like, this hatch, cause grandma hatch, cause for some reason it I think I explained to you the other day. If I'm doing an O and it's calligraphy, whatever type of lettering, like the skinnier portions of the O, it won't mark it like at all. Like it's missing. I don't know.
That's weird,
But
because
as
I
soon
feel
as
like
that switch to snake.
I feel like I have the same problem. The snake didn't seem to be getting through the powder coat entirely.
Bro, I'm telling you, I was here like hours testing it, and I could not get bi-directional or grandma hatched to.
I mean, we have
clean like O.
we have
I
different
tested with O.
sources, bro. You know, it probably comes down to like a difference in the source. You also have a different expand. Don't you have an 8x expander?
No, 6.
Oh, is it a 6? And a 20 millimeter head?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be some difference in the source then, because I think otherwise their setups are pretty identical.
Well, mine is a 30 watt. Yours is a 35. I can't hit mine with this much power. It'll literally. I should take a picture of the cup. It literally like warps the cup if I go 90.
Mine's 30 watt, dude.
Oh, I thought yours were 35. Okay. You can buy 5 more watts if you go to Walmart. You can buy them. Just FYI. Anyway. Derek, I don't know, man. I'm pretty stiff when it comes to timing. Like I actually check mine with microscope and all that stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest.
I heard your Walmart joke. I was just standing on the other side of the room, so you didn't hear me laugh at it.
Shaking your head, probably. Yeah, I know. It's okay. But somebody said something about timing issue. I don't know if it's you or me, but I don't know, man. I know I shouldn't have any timing issues because I use my microscope to check mine. So.
And you got your first pulse killer dialed in too, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because my laser was burning my shit before I fixed that.
Mine seems to not care much. The way I check my first pulse killer, to be honest, the easiest way is to actually engrave wood, do a box in wood, and you can tell. Because on powder, on metal, you ain't gonna be able to tell much.
I did it.
But on wood,
I did it with Romark.
it actually burns.
Yeah, I did mine with Romark, which worked well because it was plastic. So
Romark. I couldn't get good results on that. I think wood was best because it'll show you like where where if it chars more than any other place, that means obviously the beam's stronger. So I was like able to get really good marks on wood for
Yeah.
first post killer. So
It's weird too. I'm having to hit these Arctics with 2 passes. I don't know if it's just like thicker powder coat that I'm used to, but like the first pass isn't quite getting everything. It feels like I need one more on top of it.
yeah, Derek, that's to me. I think it's the best way to do it. Get a microscope and a USB one. It doesn't have to be like one of those lab ones. And that's how I check my timing, man. Because you can eyeball it and it looks good, but at the microscopic level, it's you can get down there. It's way better.
We have a USB
microscope
review on the channel.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, we'll link it. But yes, there is a microscope USB one that's really good. I think probably most of us have the same one. It's very good for that. So it's not expensive either.
We have a USB microscope review on the channel.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I'll beat you to it.
I know you're really good at it. I got it right here.
Even I bet.
Man, you.
All right, this is the last one. Oh man, I can't believe that we messed this up. We'll have to see how fast I can get a new Arctic here.
They're pretty good at shipping, so well, it'll be out by Monday.
Travel mugs?
But normally it's 2 days.
20
Just speaking to Patrick, and he has that same issue with the wobble. If you want to try that, join me in a bit.
Yeah, I'll try that in a bit. Yeah. I gotta like switch everything again.
Johnny, you better pick me.
You've been on this, man.
All right, the last one is done there. Shame we had one mess up, but we're gonna replace it. So if we pop over to Arctic's website here, we'll just get the black, just one. They're 16 bucks. Ugh, it's still better than Yeti. Get it by Monday, 124. What?
Ooh, that's a winner right there.
What do you mean that's
That
a winner?
cheap?
That's 10 days away. That's forever away, dude.
Oh, no, why
Not
is
this
it?
Monday,
Why is your
next
shipping
Monday.
so bad?
No,
That's
no.
unlike them. They're usually way faster than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's 2 days.
Color.
Wow, something is going on then.
Oh, I'm gonna have to spend a fortune on one of these. Jeez, the 20th, the 19th. What the hell, dude? I'm gonna have to do some research because I can't wait that long.
Let me.
20-ounce mug.
Artic.
Just look online and see how
Is it
fast.
20-ounce travel mug?
Yeah, the 20-ounce travel mug.
Wow, it says the 24th for me too.
Walmart's coming up in my search results. I might have to go to Walmart this weekend and see if I can find one there. Because I
What is
cannot,
going on?
I don't
Something is
know.
going on, bro.
I can't wait that long though. That's going to be trouble for me. Customer's going to be very upset. I'm going to have to give this away. Which is a bummer, but problem for another time. Not a problem for a live stream. Go ahead and shut this down. We're done here. We can pop back over to main. Let me turn off the CO2 Galvo because it's so loud.
Wow, something is going on with Arctic because they're really good at shipping stuff. Unless it's a shortage or something. Let me look at other tumblers.
All right.
Oh wow.
Well, Elizabeth says they're not at Walmart. You're seeing their third-party listings. Bummer. Joseph lives 5 minutes from an Arctic location. Pick one up for me, Joseph, and overnight it to the shop, and I'll send you some money on PayPal. But yeah, guys, that's it. This was our first live stream in the new shop. This is our first live stream since the move down here. It's the first live stream since the new website has gone up. There's just been so much going on. It's been so busy, but I couldn't go another day without doing a stream for you guys. I really had to get on here and just show my face. I'm working on new episodes. I've got a lot of new episodes coming. Just more than I can even fathom right now. There's a very, very big list of stuff that we need to catch up on episode-wise, like feature-length episode-wise. But I'm working on it. It's coming. We've got a ton of podcast episodes recorded. I should edit and throw something up this weekend because I've got a huge backlog of podcasts as well. And if you haven't already seen the new website, go check it out. It's www.lasereverything.net. We've added a lot of new cool stuff on there. We've revamped the buying guide. It's now the 2022 buying guide. And I'm still adding to it. There's a lot of stuff that's not on there yet that is going to make its way up there. It's going to be much larger than the 2021 buying guide, so worth checking out. Joseph says, I will go by there in the morning. They have a retail store that opens 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That would be great, dude. If you happen to find one, let me know, and I'll pay you to shoot it up to me. You can reach out to me on the Discord or whatever to touch base on that. That's about it. Me and the staff are starting to work on courses for you guys, virtual courses. So instead of just kind of overview videos, which is kind of what we do here on the channel, we provide general overviews on big topics. These are going to be really deep dives into very specific things and the best way to do them. And I won't just be hosting them. All of the staff will be hosting them. Tony, you're going to do a course, right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing
is it gonna
brass, copper, coins.
Coins? It's going to be a coin course. And J-Mac, are you doing a course, dude?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something towards the jewelry side of things.
Jewelry, cool. So jewelry and coins. So keep an eye out for courses. We also just added private one-on-one coaching to the website. Again, not just with me, but with any of the staff members. So if you want to work with any of these awesome guys that you're hearing in my head right now, they're available on there as well. And we're adding new staff members every day. I think almost everybody's up there as of right now. I think the only two that are missing are Gio and Patrick. Patrick's will be up very, very soon. Gio might need another week or two, but he'll be making an appearance on there as well. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go to lasereverything.net/coaching. But just go poke around the new website. It's really cool. What else? What am I forgetting to plug, guys? The Laser Master Academy. If you'd like to support the channel, it's $8 a month, and you can help keep this thing going. Our Laser Master Academy members are the reason I'm able to do this full time. I'm able to produce new episodes of the show. We're able to do podcasts, and we're able to run all of the free communities that we have for everybody else. So if you want to support the Laser Everything effort, go check it out. It's masters.lasereverything.net. And I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything else, guys? Is that it?
I think that's Facebook group as well.
Oh yeah, we do. We have a new Facebook group, which I have nothing to do with. Everybody knows I hate Facebook, but J-Mac is on Facebook quite often, and he started a Laser Everything Facebook group. So if Discord's not your thing, you don't really get it, it's confusing or difficult to use, you can check out the Facebook group instead. Everybody knows how to use Facebook. It's over at facebook.com/groups/lasereverything. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Facebook.com/groups/lasereverything. You can go check out the new Facebook group there. as well. And I think that's it. So thank you, staff, for hanging out with me for this live stream. I appreciate it. I want to have you guys on live streams more often. It's so much better when I'm not just talking to the wall. I feel like I'm talking to myself. And if you're watching,
Let me know.
thank you guys for watching and hanging out for this live stream. I hope you had fun with the UV and the CO2 Galvo. We did a little ProjectMark. We learned a couple hard lessons today. And you know, that's gonna be it. Joseph's asking 16 or 20 ounces. This guy's a bro, dude. He's going out of his way. It's the 20 ounce charcoal. So yeah, touch base with me on Discord about that, and we'll get that sorted. Like I said, I'll PayPal you or whatever. I want to know why they're taking so long to ship. That's bizarre.
Dude, I want to know too. Because
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Maybe their warehouse is just taking time off after the holidays or something.
Yeah, maybe. I wasn't that worried about it. I was like, oh, I'll just order a new one. It'll be here on Tuesday, but apparently not. So anyway, another problem for a different time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, I will see you in the next one. See you later.
See you later.